Hey, this is the Ocean's Deep Blue. And tonight we're going to be discussing things like the portal season's end. We're going to be getting ready for next month's April, which is going to be another banger, let me tell you. You thought this was a banger, wait until you see next month. And I'm going to get out, I'm going to fire up the pendulum and see what we can find out about different stuff. And we're going to ask a bunch of questions. We're going to have some music. We're going to have a celebration because we are out of the Kali Yuga now for sure, for definite. And things are getting brighter. But it's not going to be without some ups and downs. It's not going to be without some bumps. Let's put it that way. So we'll go into that and we'll talk about stuff and we'll see what happens. Hey, you, how you doing? Okay, let's put on the intro, shall we? I'm doing this myself. I'm doing this all by myself. You can probably tell. Okay. And it's cold here again. And it's warm and it's cold and it's warm and it's cold. And it's cold and warm and then it's warm and cold. And this is Ohio. We have our whiplash weather. That's the way it is here. So, yes, I am wearing different bangs. I found these bangs in my collection and I decided I just had to give them a try tonight. I'm pretty transparent with you guys. I try to always keep on the level with you. You know that. So, anyway, it's been, oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping it looks okay. Yeah, I think it looks okay. It looks nice. Um, I probably could have blended it a little better, but oh well. You're not going to be looking at the back of my head, hopefully, unless you're remote viewing, in which case. So we've got a lot. Oh, I forgot. Silly me. I forgot this part. So, anyway, here we are in portal season. Here we are in, actually, we're at just about the end of portal season. But we've still got Venus and Mercury in retrograde, the inner planets, and two really important ones as well. Oh my goodness, we got ourselves some fun, don't we? Um, it's going to be lots of fun, and it's going to be even more fun. Hey, Hooker, there's a happy Hooker. Oh, well, thank you, baby. I still haven't seen how you look now. You still haven't shown us how you look. Um, with your new look. Well, thank you. Yeah, they're a little bit different bangs than the last bangs. I found these in my collection, said, I gotta try those. So I I'm pretty transparent. I don't I there's some things I don't talk about because I don't want to give the wrong energy out. I try not to, you know. And I do have some personal things, but as far as what messages I get and stuff, I'm as transparent as I can possibly be. But sometimes it really gives me some trepidation to give you some of this information. And well, and it's not bad news, it's not good news. I guess it's just news. If we look at it neutrally, all kinds of things are news. But apparently there's a lot of things that are not as we've been presented with. And I've been getting a lot of that kind of message. So, well, here, let me keep track of who's coming in. Well, thank you, baby. Um, yeah. So, I am going to fire up the pendulum because uh, it's been right about so many things, and there are a lot of questions coming up. Apparently, we're on the verge of disclosure, but it's not all kinds of disclosure. I mean, all kinds, okay? But it's not going to be what a lot of people think. The thing is, a lot of people are going to be um, shocked by it, okay? A lot of people are going to be uh, very upset because it isn't going to go along with their paradigm. And oh, hey, Chloe girl. Oh my God, I know. We're getting fried. We really are. We're getting the sun is really fried. Now it's for a good purpose. It's for a good purpose, but we're getting fried. We're getting cooked. So if you're feeling it, you're behaving very normally, especially for a star seed or a sensitive person, whatever you want to call that. And I'm really happy that it's happening, but oh, whose new business? Did Chloe get a new business? What's going on? Tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. Oh, and the volcanoes are going off. See, I told you. Didn't I tell you? I told you we were going to have a lot of volcano stuff. We're going to have a lot of hot water, too. We're going to have mostly, it looks like mostly fire and water are the two elements we're going to have, as far as I can see. A lot of water events and a lot of fiery events. And we are having a lot of fire. Um, what's your new business? What's your new business? We're not talking crystals, are we? Because you've been at the crystals. You've been doing the crystals. I've got crystals to sell too. I should get to selling those. I got a lot of stuff I really need to get back to selling. Now that the weather is getting good, I might be able to get out and actually take care of things like that. But I hate to offer something and then not be able to get out and send it to people. I hate to be late about sending things. So I'm going to have to get some kind of a system to do that. Um, so yeah, the volcanoes are going to keep going off for a while too. Um, okay. Suspicious observer. Oh, I've seen that channel before. Plasma. Here we go with plasma again. Yep. Here we go. Plasma. Space weather news. Okay, I'll just sub to it and save it for later. I'll save it for later, watch later. But holy crap. We've got flares aplenty. We got flares of flaring, okay? And that is always going to be very disruptive with certain things. We've got planets in retrograde and very near to us planets, not just out there planet, but close in planets. That means they're getting personal. And yeah, we have some wonderful things going on. People who need to get their butts kicked are finally starting to get their butts kicked. Not nearly fast enough for some of us, though. It's like we've been waiting and waiting and waiting to see these people, the fate catch up with the people. I think now that we're finally past the March designation point here, the end of the Kali Yuga, very officially, I think we're going to see a lot more. Oh, dear little cowboy, your fur is on my face. Um, my furry, fuzzy little friend is, what are you doing? He's busy right now. He's, he's busy. Anyway, he'll be around. Yeah, we are getting whacked, definitely. Yeah, ringing in the ears. A lot of people are reporting that dizziness. Um, I'm always dizzy around this time of year, though. What are you doing, cowboy? What you doing? Oh dear. Okay, you be like that. You be like that, Mr. Mew. I don't know what he's doing over there. You see something. Anyway, he might just not want to be on camera right now. You'll have to admire his gorgeousness later. Um, we've got some people actually starting to get rounded up and brought to justice, which is nice. We've got a lot of secrets coming out. The secret about the what's under the Great Pyramid, I think is going to be very pivotal. I'm telling you right now, that is going to, once that really gains some traction, what's under there. If that comes out, and I think it will, exactly what is really going on there, and we already know, though, don't we? We know that they were generating energy and they were transportation devices and they were resonance devices and they pumped water and they cleaned air. They probably did a whole bunch of things because that's the way they built shit then, right? That was the way they did it. That was the way they rolled. So then they're going to have to stop with this bullshit about it being a tomb. No mummies were ever found there. They were all found in the Valley of the Kings. Okay. So we've known for a long time the tomb business is just utter bullshit. But we've become so used to having to just take the shit as this is what they're giving us. They're only going to give us bullshit. And they're going to get everybody else believing this bullshit, right? And it's only those of us who are doing our best to stay awake and on top of it. Most people don't care enough about it, though. It just isn't that big of a deal to them. They've got bills to pay, mouths to feed, and other shit to do. You know, they got so much stuff to do. There's so many distractions. You know, you cannot blame them for not staying awake on this stuff. Richard the Red, the non-ginger. Hello. Oh, you keep breaking out with blisters. Oh, yeah, I've been trying to fight the food allergies. I have been very careful what I'm eating. And still, I get a little bit of breakout here and there. My body is trying to purify itself. Right, exactly, Richard. It's more BS, more BS, more BS. Uh, and I don't know who Jamie Masson. Who's Jamie Masson? Is that's got to be a political person? You're allergic to coconut now. Holy cow, that's bad. Coconut is so healing. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's really bad for a Hawaiian person to be allergic to coconut. That's like for an Indian to be allergic to corn. Holy crap. But as far as corn is concerned, it's probably not the corn, it's the glyphosate and the GMO. Are you sure that you're allergic to the coconut, not the GMO and the glyphosate? I know I have had to be so careful what I eat. I have had to just very simple food that I made myself. That's really all I can do now. That's it. If I do anything out of line, I notice too much sugar, I notice. Have a little bit of sugar. I don't use refined sugar, as you know, but sweetener. If I do too much sweets, I notice. If I do, and by sweetener, it's usually like lately it's been more stevia, maple syrup, that kind of thing, and brown natural sugar, unrefined. That kind of thing is what I use. I don't use it, and very little of that. Um, but yeah, sugar will certainly um, give you a problem these days if you're not careful. If you're trying to purify your system, uh, so you know it's it and when I walk, I have to be careful because, like I said, I always have problems in this season for some reason. When the earth is doing its little Coriolis thing, that's when I am my most likely to have some problems balancing, staying on my feet. So that's when I walk into walls or, something goofy. So I have to be really careful when I'm even just walking through the place. And, but I've been needing sleep. I still need sleep. Geez, I'm wondering when this will end. When will it end that I need so much sleep? Because for a long time now, I've been needing a lot of sleep, and that seems to not be ending. And I'm always asking my crew, um, you know, my crew of helpers, what's going on here? I need to get some stuff. I need to do some stuff. I can't just be sleeping all the time. I need to do some stuff. It's very hard to get anything done, and yet it's hard to sleep all the way. Oh, fresh warm bread. Oh, I would love some warm bread, but it's going to have to be gluten free and organic or organic. You know what I found? Really, I found this wonderful bread called Grains Almighty um, Gut Balance. It does me no harm. It's organic. It's not doesn't say gluten free, but it doesn't give me any problem whatsoever. And it tastes like normal bread. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness, because, trying to find not gluten free bread that tastes like something is horrible. And so actually, I found some bread that tastes like bread I made. I got some fresh, I found a good deal on Amazon for maple syrup, and I had French toast and maple syrup today and bacon. I'm so happy with that. So I was so happy I could have that, but it had to be, pure maple syrup and all that. Warburton's wholemeal seed. It's not gluten free. See, I'm finding that the gluten free is not as big a deal as the organic. The gluten free, but there's two different kinds. There's also the protein kind of this same bread that I notice it has a different effect on me. But the gut balance kind is fine. Whatever's in the gut balance is just fine. I can have that. I can have that anytime. It doesn't bother me. The other kind, I kind of notice it. So whatever is in that other kind, whatever the difference is, it's making a difference. But you know, I'm lucky I found something. Oh, geez, and not sleeping. I had that. Oh my goodness. I found it at um I found the bread at Myers, if that helps any. And like I said, I got a really good deal. It was only like $11, $12 for a big jug of maple syrup at Amazon. So members mark, I think. So it's like, oh boy, I made me some good. I have been really wanting something like that for a while. You know how you miss some of these treats that we used to have all the time? Oh my goodness. And I had it with some eggs and some bacon. Actually, one egg and some bacon. And it was so good. So that was lovely. And no rash, no stomach upsets from it. So everything's cool. Uh no weird effects. I'm happy. I'm drinking my liver detox tea. I forget what all's in here, but a bunch of good stuff. Liver detox tea. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get all my filters unclogged. I really recommend that. I really recommend you get all your filters unclogged somehow or other. However you choose to do that, there's many ways to do that. They're all over YouTube. Or if sometime you want to talk about that, we do talk about stuff like that. Oh, you're losing weight. Good for you. I seem to be stalled right now. No, it's no, it's the inside of the cup is pea soup green though. That's the color of the inside of the cup. Um it's actually kind of a brown. It has a little green because it has stevia floating around in it, but it's really brown. See? It's liver detox tea. And it has all kinds of herbs in it for that. It's pretty tasty and a little bit of stevia. But you might like this cup. This is one of my favorites. Every little thing is going to be all right. One of my favorite cups. It just reminds me, because that is the song I sang that came to me to sing the first time I got rid of the sky streaks. The first time I said, okay, how am I going to get rid of these sky streaks? I don't like them. I don't want them. How are we going to do that? It's like sing. Okay. Well, my singing does stuff. Okay. It does. We've seen it. I've seen it countless times. Other people have too. Um, so it reminds me, I was singing that just came to me. I'm like, well, thank you, Bob Marley. um, and I felt like I was being joined by a lot of other beings. So I wasn't alone. And I feel like I'm not alone when I do these things. Um, we're all telepathic, whether we know it or not. We're all picking up on things, whether it's consciously or not. And a lot of times I think it's unconsciously we pick up on stuff. But I just said, okay, there's anybody out there that can hear me that wants to help me clear up these sky streaks? Let's go. I'm going to sing. I'm going to put some sacred music into the air so that we can clear that up. And we had the frogs croaking and the cicadas singing, and I said, okay, let's do it. And I saw holes starting like something was punching holes in the lines. And I saw it looked like dotted lines at, like dot, 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 cut here. And then it got smaller and smaller spaces between the punch holes. And pretty soon they were just gone and it was a clear sky. And I said, yep, we can do this. Now, was it all me? No, I can feel that there were others who somehow picked that up from me, that this is what we're doing. Remember what I was told by my dear friend. I actually have been told by more than one guide that this is what's happening. We have to instigate things. They're not just going to do things on this planet for us. We're going to have to instigate and ask them for help. So don't be afraid to ask for help. We're going to have to instigate it, and they'll help us. But we have to set the direction. And they'll give us ideas. They'll even give us ideas. They'll even help us that way. So, it's great, but we've got to start. We've got to start it. So never forget that, because now I'll tell you, Blue Hawk, the one I call Azor, he is a giant. Okay. Um, he is the spirit of a giant. He's not physical that I can see. Yeah, but he is the spirit of a giant. He does a lot of work though. I feel like as a matter of fact, when other people have seen him and try to get a read on him, he's working on the portal system. He's part of the portal system. Mm, it's hard to describe, but my family works on the portals. So I know that much. That's one of the things we do in my family, my larger family. So he's probably family. I'm kind of picking up that I knew these people before I came here. That, all our guides, we knew them in other lives. That's how come they're our guides, is we knew them. We've known them a long, long time. Or we may even be related to them in other times, in other places. Andros, lately it's been coming up. Andros and I have known each other a long time somehow. He feels like very familiar to me, and they think it's funny that we're so confused. They can't bring everything up to us because it's going to be hard for us to understand coming from where we are. As we understand more, though, they can tell us more and it'll make more sense. Let's see. Liquid grass. Oh, okay. Telepathy is getting stronger, yeah. Oh, ginger, yeah, put a little ginger in it. Ginger is good for your stomach, yes. I know, Earl Grey is pretty much perfume. It contains bee balm. That's that perfumey smell. And I had a friend who liked Earl Grey, but only after it was very stale and it lost most of its. So one day I got her for a gift, I got her the package of Earl Grey. Then I opened it, and way before her birthday, I opened it, let it set out and get real nice and stale. And then I presented it to her. She was happy with that because it was just too freaking strong. It was Twinnings or something, Bigelow Twinnings or something. Anyway, yeah, they put a little too much of that in there. The perfumey stuff. It was like drinking flowers. It's kind of like jasmine tea too, straight jasmine tea. The first time I had jasmine tea, I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna be. It's like, wow, it is. It's like drinking perfume. So I wasn't used to it. Anyway, so after that, I understood why they drank it a little bit less steeped than I was used to. I'm used to steeping my tea more the British way. I I don't like the rose water version of tea. The tea we threw in the bay a while back? That's probably about ready right now, right? That's our joke. I like my tea to taste like tea. Yeah, it's not a good thing to talk about with many people. Yeah, I'm a seven. I'm very spiritual. That's the way I've always been. And yes, it has been. I mean, that's the way it has always been. Um, but yeah, you can't talk about that with a lot of people. And when I was in college, I really had to be careful because, colleges are really skewed towards not believing in that kind of thing. They're really more skewed toward atheism. And honestly, I think that's crap. You know, they either expect you're going to be one of the major religions or you're going to be an atheist, and that's crap. I think that's going to have to change in the future. I think that's going to be one of the things that will change about education is we're going to have to teach the real stuff, you know. So let's see. Mint tea and cinnamon. Oh, hi, Luce. Aloha, my family. By the way, where in the heck is Scotty? I'm going to have to spank him. I was threatened to spank Scotty. He likes it. Yeah, I'm careful too. And it's one of the reasons that I don't promote my channel in my hometown. I know the yahoos around here. I don't want to have to deal with them. I live near a college. So yeah, we have a lot of very literal minded people. They're not all autistic. Okay. Oh, there's Mr. Eldberry. Hmm. For the night. Oh, mm, yes. Hook, we love you. You're a smart woman. Mm-hmm. Um, I have been getting, but to that, actually bringing me back to that subject of one of the things that I've been getting. And it's funny because I don't get these things in words. I just, there are bits of things that I do hear that just stand out, and then they kind of put themselves together in a kind of a puzzle pieces putting together. They just kind of, I hear these little random bits of things on the interwebs, and certain things stand out and they fit together. And then I go, oh, oh. And then I start to see the picture of what they're trying to tell me. And okay, the solar flash, which a lot of you talk about, a lot of people talk about. I'm going to get my pendulum. Okay. Because, I mean, I had a friend. Oh my God. I mean, the fact that people from regular news sources, the mainstream, can come on and just lie through their teeth and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie. And nothing ever happens to them. They're never accountable, right? And so this person, this friend, is afraid she's in a biracial marriage. And she comes in and she says, the things this government is doing, it's like when they ban biracial marriage, I'm out of here. I'm like, they're not going to ban biracial marriage. And she's like, yes, they are. Yes, they are. I said, who said that? Just all kinds of things I've heard. I've been listening to all sides of this. They're going to ban biracial marriage. I said, no, they're not. That would be silly. Why would they do that? I mean, Vance is married to an Indian. She's brown. It wouldn't work. She goes, oh, well, says, yeah, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't try to get around it some way for themselves. And it's like, and then she comes up with, and I have a dual citizenship. They're going to make me give up my dual citizenship. And if they make me choose, I'm choosing my home country. And I'm like, they're not going to do that. And she said, yes, they are. So I used the pendulum. I said, look, this pendulum has predicted the last few elections accurately, way more accurately. Okay. There it is. It's swinging yes. Here, let me calibrate it. Okay. Let's ask it. Richard is a redhead. No. Richard the Red is not a redhead. See? And now I'll ask it a positive question. Is AOC ridiculous? There you go. Okay. So I asked and I showed her, I said, look. And she says, do you trust that little pendulum more than you trust the news? And I said, it's been right. They haven't. When was the last time they were right about anything? Were they right about any of the elections? Were they right about the last election? And she just looks at me like, well, you got a point there. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I trust this more than I trust them. Okay? Because they've been wrong and I've been right. Why should I trust them? So, of course, I showed her, I said, are they gonna ban interracial marriage? No, of course not. Are they going to make you choose between countries, people that have dual citizenship? Look how hard it's swinging. No, of course not. That would be stupid. Hmm. Yeah, I do too. Oh boy. Oh, somebody caught a catfish for dinner? Good for you. Hmm. Ah, you would like to try it? Well, I suggest, yeah, it's one of the easiest things to try. I would suggest you go ahead and try it. It is one of the easiest things. Uh, um, to start with. There's Scotty. Now I don't have to spank him, but I will anyway if he wants me to. Yeah, you hear this shit constantly. Yeah, all of this really weird shit, right? They come up with the weirdest shit. I bet you do, Scotty. Anyway, I'm not going to repeat that. But so I thought I'd bring it out if we had questions today about anything, you know. And I mean, I've asked it some questions on my own. Like, and when I ask it something like, is Elon a good guy? Look at this. It circles. Is Elon a good guy? Is Elon a bad guy? Yeah. It depends, right? It depends. Yeah. So that's about what I figured. So I was asking, so let me ask it around you. Solar flares are not going to be quite what we think or what we've been told. Right, right. It's not going to quite happen. Things are not going to quite happen the way, nor are they quite what we've been told. I've been getting that message. How about the grand solar flash? Is that anything like what we've been told? Ah, look at that. Up, and it's resolving into a no. So it's kind of a maybe. To me, that would be maybe a little bit, but not really. You know, the nuance of that. Okay, the grand solar flash. Yeah. Is that really going to happen? Yes. Okay. So is it going to happen in this life of mine, this lifetime of mine? Yeah. Okay. Is it anything like what they've told us it's not really going to be like? Is it going to kill our bodies off? Is it going to kill our bodies off? Is it going to kill our bodies so we're just spirits moving on up? You can see it circling. I don't understand what that means exactly. Because it's trying to say yes, no, maybe kind of circle, which can also mean rephrase. Are we going to have to give up our bodies during that time? No. Okay. Can we ascend without losing our bodies? Yes. Okay. Okay. So during the great solar flash, are a lot of people going to die? Okay, but it's not swinging hard. So some people are going to die. Yes. Some people are definitely going to die. They're going to. So is it going to be what's killing them? Some of these people, it's really shivering. It might contribute. I mean, it's swinging. It might, it's circling. It might contribute. But no, it's not going to be the thing that's going to kill them. So let's see what we got. Hmm. What do we got? What you got for us there, Richard? Richard. Oh, you silly thing. Okay. Hang on. You never know what you might get if you click a link in here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'll watch it later. Anyway. Um, so anyway, I had to do that because honestly, there's so much talking about that. Okay, wait a minute. The BPD loves you if you didn't see. BPD's in here? Where's BPD? Oh, there's BPD. Hi, BPD. Oh, hi there. Yes, I missed you entirely. It was while I was talking. The print is very small. And one of the things that's been affected during this whole time is my eyes, which I got to tell you, we're getting an upgrade. Our bodies are getting a physical upgrade. And I think I know why, and I'm going to ask the pendulum. Is it so that our bodies are going to be upgraded so that they can withstand the solar flash? Yes, that's what's happening. Some of us will die that are not taking the upgrades. So our bodies are being upgraded so that we can handle the solar flash instead of the petri dish getting wiped. And how about the rest of Earth? We don't want to be here all alone. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, though. And everything here is just getting an upgrade, yeah. And the animals are, of course, and the plants are no problem. They're with the program, right? No problem, right? They're not having any problem with it. It's just some of the humans. Or is it? Is it some of the non-humans, like the not so good people, that are having a problem accepting the upgrades? Yep, that's what's going on. Some of the people who are not accepting the upgrades are not exactly. Yeah, okay. See? Okay. That's what I thought. Now, let me rest my arm a minute. Hmm? Yeah, you know what? We are getting yeah, he hasn't shown his face on camera yet. He's He's out in the hallway in the main path. Here we go. I'm wearing this. He's in the main path of the fan. I have an air filter on. And of course, this is about right for a little cowboy. He likes it cold. Okay. So he is right in the path of the fan of the air cleaner because I got tired of choking while I'm trying to talk. So I turned the air cleaner on. I hope you're not hearing it. No, your body probably is getting the memo because if your body is doing all kinds of weird things, you probably got the memo. Hmm. Yeah, I've had the welts. I've been going through the welts. No, I did that. I had the welts all over me. I have to be really careful what I eat. I just found out that if I'm if I don't screw myself over and poison myself, I'm okay. And I went through this horrible red rash, this horrible red weeping rash where I sweat in places where I sweat. And of course, it's trying to push out stuff that we don't need. So if you're getting this effect, it's your body shifting, trying to purify itself to make ready for changing conditions here. Because as we go into the frequencies of 5D, or whatever you want to call it, I just call it frequency 5. As we go into that frequency, our bodies are going to shift and they're going to need to be, there are some things that just aren't going to be able to follow us there. And I think glyphosate and other poisons are not going to be able to. See, I think what's happening is it's getting pushed out of us because it's getting us ready to go into a realm where that stuff will not exist and it can't go along with us. And probably I'm going to say a lot of the crap in your head and emotional body, a lot of our stuff is not going to be able to come with us either. So that's going to get risen to the surface. I've talked about this before. That's going to come to the surface so we can get rid of it because it's not going to be able to follow us there either. It's not going to exist there. So we can't bring it with us. So we got to leave it behind. So it's coming up to be gotten rid of. Okay. So anything you're going through, and I want you to feel a little better about yourself. Anything that you're going through, you're getting rid of some shit. Okay. That doesn't mean necessarily that you're dying, although you could be. I don't know. Maybe that's part of your life plan. But it could be just that your body's trying to get rid of a lot of shits. And if you keep feeding it shit that it doesn't want, you're going to keep having the symptoms. Or if you keep putting it under certain stresses, whether that be environmental or food or emotional, toxic people, whatever it is, toxic place, toxic situation, toxic energy, whatever it is, it's probably going to get kicked out. And you're probably going to have symptoms. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to tell you. So don't automatically jump to the fact that you're dying, oh, I'm dying. Don't make it a fact unless you want that. Unless you want that, maybe you want that. But, there's going to be, when things shake out, it's going to be nicer here. It's going to be a lot nicer, in fact. I might want to take a little vacation here at some point. You like to hang out with the birds? Oh, good. So let's see what we got. I'm going to read the comments for a minute. Your Poe? Yeah, take your supplements. Yeah, stay to haunt the earth for a while for the fun of it. Yeah. Uh, so basically, I'm supposed to tell you and anybody else that's listening to this that yes, there are ascension symptoms, but they're going to be weirder than normal. There's a lot of them that are not really well explained, but it's being explained to me like you're going to have to dump everything that you can't take with you. That's going to eventually come down to objects and people and whatever. You know, there are going to be people you can't take with you either. As a matter of fact, there are people getting peeled off. There are people who have kind of gotten peeled off of me. There are probably people who will get peeled off of you too. That their path is just not going where yours is. If that happens, it's because of the choices that they made and you made. Okay? It's kind of a hard lesson for some of us that have families still. Unfortunately, I don't. Mine are all accounted for and taken care of. They're all in the afterlife. I don't really have to concern myself too much with them. Most of my loved ones have gone on. Um, but it's interesting. One of the things that's going to be coming up is everybody's so creative. Everybody's going to be feeling kind of creative, you know? A lot of people, I am noticing it, people who are not doing it really, who maybe had the creative urge but never was doing it before. Like all of a sudden, Jason has taken up wrapping stones out of the blue. He loves me to wrap stones. He loves my wrapped stones. But he decided he was going to learn to do this himself. And so he just hauled off on all the stuff we got from the gem show. He wrapped all of his stones from the gem show. Just got a big coil of wire from Timu and wrapped all his stones. So I'm like, well, that's really cool, you know? So he's suddenly getting creative, you know? So if you have a bout of creative fever, go ahead and go with that. Um, oh, you were on a telephone pole? Oh, really? Yeah. The telephone pole, huh? So she was really a high level pole dancer in that dream. Um, oh, you were hanging out with the pigeons. How cool. It only got up to about 45 here. Hmm. Okay. Cricket birds. Are those birds that just say fricket? Oh, fricket. Yeah. So fun and game to tell. Yeah, frigate birds are, I believe that's really spelled with a G. And if it's a frigate bird, yeah, they're kind of scary. Hey, Pam, I am. Hey, I am Pam. Old answers can attack. Ooh, here comes a flood. 10 inches of rain. You got the boat built, right? What the hell did that mean, Dee? What? 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 What did I say? You mean what, or do you mean what did your dream mean? Well, if you're up with the birds, maybe you're getting elevated, or maybe you were just out of your body and hanging around on a pole, or maybe you have dreams of being a pole dancer, or maybe it's a big phallic symbol. Maybe you need to get some. I don't know. Like, where's the beef? Okay. Oh, break the life jacket out for little Allison. What about Peachy? We got to break one out for Peachy, too. Uh, oh, dear. You need a couple life jackets and then one for yourself. Maybe you just all need a ship. You just need to get yourself make yourself a nice raft. So, how are you doing tonight, Pam? Um, anyway, so, I was asking all these questions. And when I'm getting that, we need to like purify ourselves. And I'm like, why, we're doing all this purification. We're being asked to give up a lot of things, what we eat, how we live, etc. And it's to get us ready for this ascension so that we're not carrying with us a lot of things that we can't take. There's things we won't be able to take with us. So we're getting rid of it. So I have had some healing going on. Um, my back is a lot better at this point than it's been. It was really bad for a while, and I told you about that. But a lot of times you'll have that. You'll have like when you have an injury, in order to get rid of it, you'll have it again. It'll be like you rebroke whatever again. Um, and then it'll get better. So I'm hoping that's what's going on with my back. Um, because there's like one side and it's really like down by my tailbone. See, I had my tailbone broke off. They don't put a splint on that because how would they? But and that was like when I was a kid. So that's always been there. That's not good. Delusional people, UFO alien. Mm. Oh, she has float back. Yeah, I know. I have my own flotation devices, permanent flotation devices, right? I'm not going to drown. Hmm. Um, yeah, see, they can't really splint a tailbone. Just they can't do it. So it just is there. Maybe it's getting healed up, hopefully. So is that going to be healed up at some point? Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad. Anybody got pendulum questions before I go on? I got a few more things. Okay, I got a few more things to ask, but does anybody have a thing to ask? Oh, it is painful. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Hook. So are we going to get a lot of healings during this time too? Yes, we are. We're going to get some healings, and it's a good time to ask for one. Okay. So you can see the pendulum maybe a little better. You see that a little better? I'm thinking you can't really see it that well. Okay. So yeah, they're mirroring me tonight. So am I related to the birds? You mean, are you like an avian or something? Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes, you are. You're related to the avians. And by the way, I've seen an avian. It doesn't look like the Corey, what's his face? What was his name? Corey Good? It doesn't look like that. Actually, she looked a lot like a cockatoo. She did have a crest. You know what it almost looks like from the drawings? It's like they heard it from somebody. They heard about these things. He heard about these things from somebody. This story was concocted from somebody else's experiences, and they were trying to make a story out of it like it's his story, but it's not his story. So there are these creatures, but not the way they're being drawn, not the way they're being described. It didn't happen quite like that. The one that I saw really looked like a very large cockatoo more than anything. And it's funny because cockatoos are really my favorite birds, you know. So um and she had the crest. And they drew a crest in that dumb drawing of theirs, but that drawing is bullshit. Is a great solar flash going? I bet it will. We're already getting beautiful auroras from just the flares. Okay. Will the great solar flash produce beautiful auroras? Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, she didn't look blue though, particularly. Of course it was kind of shadowy. It was kind of dark there. It was in a it was underground, dudes. I know where it is. She told me not to tell. I'm not allowed to come out with where they are. They're hiding. But I know where they are. I think I know. I don't know for sure. But I think I recognize from one of my walkabouts outside of my body. And that would kind of make sense that they would be hiding there. So there you go. There you go. See, he made it up from something he heard from somewhere else. That's what I was thinking. That's what, because I'm looking at the pictures and stuff, and I'm hearing them first, I'm going, yeah, that exists. Yeah, that exists. Yeah, that exists. But when I'm hearing the stories and I'm hearing about, and I'm seeing what it is supposed to look like and all that crap, I'm like, that isn't what it looks like. That isn't what they look like. That isn't what it is. So I was kind of like, what, isn't he not remembering it? No, he isn't remembering it at all. He's taking somebody else's experiences. Yeah. So is the solar flash going to, and timing is not easy to pin down, but I'll try. I'll ask anyway. Is the solar flash going to happen in this year of our timing? No, no, not according to the pendulum. So it's near, is it near though? Is it actually what's near? That's a bad question. Okay, so is the solar flash coming after some of these changes that we're going to see, like transportation, societal? Yeah, that comes after. That's what I thought. Because I was thinking there's so many things that are supposed to happen. That doesn't look like the solar flash happened yet. So, a long time ago, I will tell you what I got a long, long time ago, is that when we have the what was that? I'm trying to remember exactly how that went. And it's not the space station. Okay. It seems to be after we build the holographic library. On this world. That's going to be a little time yet, but still, in cosmic terms, very close. Not that far, because we're already doing that kind of stuff. So we've, ages ago, we had holographs that you could feel. They've got to have come a whole lot farther with that. So we're not going to have that until we have the holographic library. So, yeah. Wilcock's already been largely discredited. There's some things that he was right. Yes, he's right about. But I think what happened with him is he ran out of stuff, had to stay in the limelight, and therefore made up a whole bunch of shit. Right? Either that or he studied about it and once again he paraphrased it and called it his work. So, something like that. Because I think he started out okay, but he started out way different. And then he changed. There was a change there, I remember. So did David Wilcock actually, is he even still the same David Wilcock? Okay, because I was asking, did he like make a change and not really for the better? Yeah, he changed and not really for the better. Um, is he still the same David Wilcock? Or is he a clone? See, is what I'm thinking. No, he is still the same one. It's just he changed. Yeah, because I know he was on the path for a while, and then he just took a left turn from my point of view, and just that was it. Um, kept hanging up on who? Oh, oh, by the way, I have to warn you during this time, we're going to have to really be careful that we don't piss each other off or other people. We're going to have if you don't want to have a lot of conflict, people are going to be very easily pissed off. Okay. It's part of what's going on right now. This back and forth energies, they're having whammy wars. People are going to be very easily pissed off and kind of a lot of people are going to be feeling, especially people that are not as prepared as us, because we've been kind of staying awake and paying attention. People who are not are going to be very touchy, very touchy. Even I'm a little touchy, but they're going to be very touchy. So they're going to be like, you know. So just you're going to hit a nerve and they're going to go nuts, basically, just like the people burning Teslas. They're going to go nuts. Okay, there's going to be some really nutty things. So be careful. Huh? What are you talking about? Holy cow. What? Richard, what in the hell are you? I'm not going to repeat that, but boy, that's very creative. Ah, oh, geez. Yeah, see what you guys miss who don't come in on the lives. Wow. Oh, yeah. Wilcock, rather. Yeah. Yeah. So apparently, in your lineage, you are related to the avians, and I'm going to call them avians. I'm not going to call them blue avians. The one I saw looked white. Like I said, looked like a cockatoo, honestly. A huge, about, I would say, about an 8 foot cockatoo, 7, 8 feet. Hard to judge. I don't know if it was standing up all the way. I don't think it was. If it would stand up all the way, it'd probably be about 8 feet tall. Um, but it was like relaxing, hanging out, chilling out. Um, yeah, I think they all just ran out. And once they ran out, they still wanted to go on. And then they came up with a bunch of stuff, you know. Well, I told you, I don't know if they have another name. I don't know what their actual name is. I'm not that good with names though, so it just could be. Oh, is that what's going on? I didn't know that, Richard. Oh dear. Oh boy. Okay, that's really funny. Um, like I said, it's going to be crazy. Are these people going to be so nutsy? I don't have to ask that. I don't have to ask that. Okay, my guides around me, and I really, and my angels and everything, please be around me. I want to speak the truth. I just want to speak the truth. May I speak the truth here? Oh, gosh. Oh, dear, Chloe. Yeah, that's a, um, yeah, that's going to cost extra. I'm sorry if that's going to cost extra, honey. Um, you guys are wild, you know that? So, you know what? I think really, yes, in a way, all of our goodwill towards Trump might have not only saved his life, but saved the timeline. That might well be true. Is that true? That all of us hoping for a better timeline than the Kamala one had a big part to play in him dodging that bullet just barely. Yes, very largely so. Because we'd made our decision and they were trying to take that choice away from us. And so it was decided, yes, we are going to have our choice. We're not going to have our choice taken away. So that would explain the bad hair. Yeah. Yeah. You guys. Pam? Pam, are you there? Help, Pam! Oh, Pam! Ah, oh. Help! They're getting crazy in there. It's okay, sweet. This is the way they are, Pam. See what I mean? See what I mean? I love you. You guys are great and very funny. I might add. You're hilarious. But you're probably going to scare some people coming in here to death. Okay. Some people be coming in like, what the hell did I walk in on? Pam knows what I'm talking about, though. She's been around a long time. She's one of my originals. So Pam knows. We know we've been through a lot. We've been a long, long way together. Even though she hasn't been around that much lately because she's retired now and she has so much time, she's looking after her grandbabies mostly. So she's actually a very busy lady now, even way busier than when she was working. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, don't drop the show. Oh, jeez, you guys. I love his eyes and his wild, wild hair. Dance to the beat that we love best. You remember that song? Wild Wild West was the name of the song. Yeah. Living in the wild, wild west. Wild West. You're in bar soap. There you go. Yeah, Pam. We could use the money, right? Yeah. We you could probably market dang near anything. Yeah, to some folks. Mm. I do have to say once again, if you're having problems with the rashes and stuff, okay, I'm going to go into this really fast. One of the things I noticed, silver is your ally. If you can get, and I found it on Amazon, 200 parts per million silver, not hydrosol, colloidal silver. I put it in a spray bottle. That will take care of a lot of problems. A lot of problems. And I'm to the point now where I put one dropper in a big thing of water like this, This water's just a little yellowish. It's not because of that stuff. No, it's because of the silver stuff I put in here. So I would recommend. Now, when I do that, the thing of it is, it's antibacterial, but you cannot use it if you try. It's kind of funny. If you would try to ferment something and you would put silver in there, it wouldn't ferment. It keeps things from going bad. It keeps bacteria from growing. If you have any kind of a smell, a bad smell, most of it is bacteria. Most all of the stench in the world is caused by bacteria. If you want that to stop, silver is a great choice. So silver spray is very handy to have right now. So especially if you're getting the welts and stuff, and I recommend that because you don't have to literally touch it to rub it on. You can just spray it and it will help. Okay. And I've had to do that because I've had those reactions to different foods all my life. The nasty, dark red, blood red rash that weeps and smells bad. That I've had those. Oh my God, it was horrible. Um, these days I don't get them so much, but if I go outside my lane with what I'm doing, I will get that. If I eat the wrong thing, if I eat a bunch of GMO shit, if I eat crap, I start to get those. Yeah, I can't. It reminds me every single time. So, but yeah, that's one of the things that I learned to do. I recommend it for anybody who's got any kind of thing like that. Topically, it's great. You can even spray it in your eyes. It won't hurt you. Use, distilled water or something, purified water, if you do that, but it won't hurt you. Okay. It won't hurt anything on you. It won't hurt any part of your body. So you can put it anywhere you need to put it. Okay. So hope that helps somebody. That's been a big boon to me. The other thing, once again, I have pure comfrey oil cream. Oh my gosh. That's what got me through the rotator cuff problem. If I hadn't have that, I would have been screaming all day, every day. You know, it was so painful. Rotator cuffs are extremely painful. Um, but I sure as hell wasn't going to get I sure as hell was not going to get an operation. Yeah. Well, if you want to rub it on, you can get silver cream. Yep. See, hook. Yeah, that's a see. I was having those, and they're horrible, and they smell funky. Yeah, and it's because it's getting infected. Almost every almost every smell is something infected, and even under your arms. I don't have any underarm smell. I don't have any of that. And then once you get all of the bacteria stuff under control, all you got to do is clean yourself regularly, and you won't smell. I've I've cured people of having body odor that way, um of having really bad body odor. I tell them to do that, and lo and behold, they get rid of their. And my ex-husband was one of them. um yeah, so you really need that. You haven't found your cat. Oh, Pam. Oh, no. Oh, and that stuff is so helpful. Oh, I have not found anything as effective as that particular kind, the kind that I have. If what, like I said, I got a stash of it. If somebody wants some, I will. send it to you, but I would like to know that you're going to use it wisely because I don't want to have to buy another, box of this stuff because it's expensive. I don't even know how much it would cost now. But it's so effective. It's just right away. It works like right away. The pain starts to go away immediately. Um, yeah, I bet the probably the surgery is even worse. I don't have, see, I got a problem. I don't have a bathtub. So I have to do things a little differently. So what I've started to do is I put things in spray bottles and they spray it all over me. And that's going to have to do. But if you can get in water, get in water. That helps too. Wash a lot, wash frequently. That'll help too. Sweat and sawdust. There you go. Okay. Good for you. Yeah, regular pheromones are different. Okay. Um, regular pheromones are actually kind of pleasant. I don't mind that one bit. I kind of like the way men naturally, the pheromones, I like that. Um, so I don't have a problem with that. But, there's a difference. There's a big difference. You're more of a man. Yikes. Trauma sweat is awful. That's another thing. You're sweating your tears are trying to get rid of something. So, you like I would always have these red rushes where I would sweat. That's how I know it was trying to get rid of something. Now, I did something I wasn't supposed to and got a little patch over right there by my leg, between my leg and my belly, right in the crease there. And it was really painful. So I had to take care of that. And then there's also this stuff, if you're in a lot of pain, there's also this stuff I found that's really good called Fibro Cream. You can get it from Amazon. It's just called Fibro Cream. And it's pretty good. The ingredients in it are pretty helpful. I use that a lot. So so I can recommend that stuff. Silver comfrey. Now the comfrey oil I found everywhere else doesn't have the oomph that the stuff I got has. But then again, it's pure, very pure from the plant. They've got a special extractor that they use. So it's a mom and pop type business. So it's going to be a little different than the manufactured kind. They dilute everything. See, that's the problem, is the reason why a lot of things don't work quite as well as they should is they freaking dilute everything. And when you dilute it, you kind of mess it up. It's like uh, the stuff for your joints. They don't give you enough in a dose to really do the job. They want you to be like right on the edge. Well, being okay, like, oh, I can tell I'm feeling a little better. They don't want you to be all the way good again. You smell effing delicious. You know what? This is funny. I guess I was told that I kind of smell like a steak, which yeah, that would explain a lot of things, especially with my ex. That would explain some things. Um, Probably would really turn off vegans, though. Vegans. Mm. Anyway, yeah, I'm not fishy smelling. And I couldn't even tell you why that is. I guess we all just have our own pheromones. I don't know. Yeah, I owe you one, right? 68, I owe you one. That's why Lumi works. I'm pretty sure the reason why Lumi works, and they say you can put it everywhere, is because probably all it is, it just kills the bacteria. That's why it makes everything smell good. It kills the bacteria, which are causing the smell. So, and I've been saying this for years. I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody heard me say it in one of the chat rooms or something I go to, and just took the idea and ran with it to make that product. Because I was saying that way back in the like 80s and 90s is you just need to kill the bacteria, you'll kill the smell. A bedside steamer. Oy. Oy. Yeah, especially if it's. Okay, folks. So, oh gosh, how did we get down this road? How in the heck did we get down this road, huh? Okay. I love you guys. You're hilarious. So let's talk politics because apparently I'm not allowed to talk politics because this is a spiritual show. You know what? Taro by Janine really made her name talking politics and doing card reads on politics. That's how she got so damn popular. So, um, we are looking at quite a phenomenon. We are looking at people actually starting to be held responsible for their actions, which is something we're really not used to. And so that's going to be great. I mean, I get out the popcorn salted with Clown World tears, liberally salted with Clown World tears. Oh, by the way, the guy that kind of pissed me off, I remember part of why he pissed me off. The guy with the glasses, the weird glasses. He pissed me off because he's got this fluffy idea of angels. That was one. That was just one. And it's just some of the nonsense. His guests are good, but him himself, he can really be full of nonsense. But now he's got blue hair. I'm sorry. And he's got kids, and it's amazing that he had enough testosterone. I'm sorry, I should that's mean, but it's probably true. In a lot of cases it's true. Um yeah, so he's got blue hair, and I used to have blue hair, and so I'm kind of making fun of myself. I used to have purple hair actually. I used to have colorful hair. I don't wear it now because I don't want to be mistaken, you know. But oh, by the way, Bashar, I don't know if you know, but Bashar's gotten called out. Why? I mean, he couldn't help himself. And I really think this might have been Daryl and not Bashar that said it. if Bashar is even, hey, how about asking that? Is Bashar as advertised what Daryl says he is? Is he really that? No, no, he is not. See, because I was getting that. He says a lot of wise things, very wise things. He has a lot of very good information. But somehow I wasn't getting at the story. I wasn't buying the story. Right. See, it's swinging now to yes, I'm not buying the story about where Bashar actually is and coming from and all that. Okay. Oh, let's ask what the heck? Is this character of Daryl's actually a future Daryl? A fractal of Daryl that we're hearing from? Well, yeah, that part appears to be true. But is it like way different than described? Way different. I'm getting it. Yeah, it is. Okay. So that, how about the words and phrases? Are those real? Are those really a language? And they are now, probably. Is it that they are because he came up with it? And yeah. Okay. There goes Bashar. But a lot of the info is actually good info. And you kind of have to use your discernment. But he's been pretty much discredited. Um, and he oversteps because he overstepped himself. And guess what it was about? It was about the election. Guess who was right about the election? Guess who wasn't? He gets all the money, though. I don't know. He gets paid a lot more than I do. But that may be why a lot of people are scared, is because of that kind of shit. You know, I mean, don't tell me that the guy in the future has TDS. No, some guy way in the future has TDS. I mean, that's ridiculous. Okay. So, yeah. And I really asked. I said, show me about that. And it's like, okay, so I was shown without a doubt. Without a doubt. Bashar is not who he says he is. And you know who else is not who they say? Farsight Institute. Do they get some stuff? Yeah, probably did. Okay. Because they say Bashar is real. Let's find out. Is Farsight Institute, is that really on the up and up? No. But some of their seers do see. Right. Right. But they make a lot of shit up, too. Yeah. But they make a lot of shit up. So once again, some of it they see, but then if it's not interesting enough, they make shit up. Okay. Soul traps. I never saw any. Are there soul traps out there the way that they describe them? It's spinning, not really quite the way they're describing them. Okay. I always wondered, yeah, about that, because I was kind of getting that if it exists, it's not the way they're describing them. But Princess, what's her name? You know the one I'm talking about, Princess, whatever. She's got reptilian blood. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's got reptilian blood. Heavy reptilian background. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I got that. Not that that's necessarily bad because they are very telepathic. Most of us, I mean, really, almost all humans have some of that because they gave us our reptile brain, the reptile part of our brain. I guess that's the medulla. But the fight or flight, they contributed that to the genome. So yeah. Well, he's a lot of very interesting info, and he's right about a lot of things, but not about everything. So really, we should be asking. I mean, we can listen to these people, but we should always be we should always be asking. Yeah, questions, a lot of questions. Asking your heart. Mhm. Hey, no, how you doing? How you doing, sweetheart? Ah, maybe. Princess Amidala? That isn't her name, is it? Or did she change her name again? I don't know. I can't remember, but she went by Princess something or other. But I kept getting that somehow um a lot of it was well, anyway. Sad guru. I want a happy guru, okay? I don't want a sad guru. Sad guru. Oh boy. The Attorney General. What about him, Pam? I'm not sure who you're talking about. Which thing? There's so much going on. Biden's attorney. You mean Biden? Oh yeah, I was hearing something about him. Biden's attorney general. Oh, you like Sadhguru? I don't. I don't like him. I don't. I think he's as much bullshit as anybody. How about Sadhguru? Is he on the up and up? Well, there we go. It's circling. Kind of, and kind of not. So he's kind of hit or miss. Is he a truly wise person? Not so much. You realize his background, don't you? He's a very, he's a sexpert. He's a very, very randy guy. He's got a lot of women, a whole lot of women. And I don't know, there was a lot of other things came out about Sadhguru um, that I'm just like, Yeah, and once again, some of the stuff he says makes sense, and it is wise. And that's probably why this thing is spinning. Is that why you're spinning? Yeah, because some of it is very wise, and some of it is complete rubbish, complete bullshit. Yeah. Mhm. Um, I can't either. Just dropped dead of a heart attack at 43. Who, the Attorney General? I want a genie in my teapot. Merrick Garland. Oh God, Garland. Yeah, he's full of shit. Um, don't believe in coincidences. No, I don't either. What about the guy who was stealing dresses? No, I think he's somebody else. Well, if he says something and he helps you, that's great. If it helps, I mean, that people can say wise things and be complete idiots, but he's not an idiot. I don't think he's an idiot, but I don't think he's a good guy either. I always got something else behind him that wasn't so good. I think he's a user, but I think he's got a lot of good info. I think a lot of these people are like that. They have good info. They've read up on a lot of things. They've studied. But that doesn't save them from being a bullshitter either. Okay. Because I could do that. I could, you know what? I could be 100% a bullshitter and probably be very, very popular. If I wanted to bullshit, I could probably make up all kinds of shit, but I don't dare do that. I know I'm going to have to answer for that, right? Someday. Yeah. And the best way to get people to accept a lie is by mix it in with the truth. Because a lot of the truth, you'll be going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they'll say something that's bullshit and they'll be like, yeah, well, the rest of what they said was okay. So, it's like sticking a poison pill in some. Yes, you know how some people give their animals medication? They stick a pill inside a burger. That's what it reminds me of. It's kind of like that. And then there's something in there though that's not right. But you're agreeing because a lot of it's right, and you're like, yeah, well, I guess maybe that's right too. Then, even though there may be some little part of you going, no, no, not really. Hecklefish did it. Beware the crab cat. Yes. So, Y-Files isn't making good videos anymore. No. Oh, they had all kinds of trouble. Yeah. Yeah, the Y-Files had some troubles, and almost everybody I know that I used to listen to, everybody's getting demonetized or got demonetized already. Some of them got pulled off. They're gone. Some of them got demonetized. Some of them just have all kinds of other problems. Uh, we're still in that era. Eventually that's going to go, but you know, yeah, exactly. Right. No. Well, there is this thing, actually, Scotty. There is this thing called porn induced impotence. You can look it up for yourself. I don't want to go into it, but it's basically what can happen if you overdo it. It can actually lead to some bad consequences for you. Well, homemade, yeah. I mean, yeah, homemade, most stuff is better for you. Yeah. um, yeah, homemade, it's usually better, isn't it? Although I gotta say, a lot of people, when they see themselves, it's not as much fun as they looking at it as they thought a lot of times. It's uh, not quite as good as you were thinking it was. It was felt a lot better than it looked a lot of times. So, you know. Okay, what else can we ask? I'm having fun asking the pendulum. I should have these nights called Ask the Pendulum. Ask the pendulum. What do we want to ask the pendulum? Ask the pendulum night. Mm-hmm. Oh, for a little while, I was fascinated to see what the hell people were really going on about. What was the deal? And I took a look across the smattering. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I'm different. I'm weird. It's titillating. It's fun sometimes, but a lot of them are not fun if you're a woman. Some of them are damn scary if you're a woman. I mean, seriously. Some of them are terrifying if you're a woman. Um, so I guess the reason I mean, couldn't really get into that. Hmm. Me too. I do it in my, the stuff that I make up in my head is so much better than anything I could find anyway. Yeah. Are real aliens, that is, are real people from the stars. Okay, straighten up now, pendulum. Are real people from the stars going to let themselves be known to us? Yes. 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 And I've been getting that too, right along. Um, so we really do have brothers and sisters from the stars, family from different, from, yeah, different planets. And I'm getting, though, we also got people in what we think of as inner Earth. And we're actually related to people inner Earth because they've got colonies inner Earth. A lot of these star people got colonies in Agartha. So, yeah. And Andros is from Telluria. I have a feeling that's both on a planet and also in the Earth. It seems like they've got a colony. Yeah, that's a definite. And somehow I know Andros very well. We're very close. But it's weird because I can't remember. And of course, she thinks this is hilarious that I can't remember. It's absolutely freaking hilarious, huh? You think it's hilarious, Andros? And you're not going to tell me. You're not supposed to. Okay, fine. It'll come. Yes. No. See, I can read that. Yeah. Oh, come on. Show it. It's not going to kill anybody. Okay. And when? Okay. But I've been getting for years that the star people have been here. Yeah, the star people have been here. They have been here for a long, long time. We've been getting visits forever. They've even colonized here. But when will they come out with it openly? Let's ask. Okay, but what I'm getting is you're going to start to see it this year. You're going to start to see some disclosure, and then it will build into more and more disclosure. You don't have that much longer to wait. Is that correct? Am I getting that correctly? Yes, we're going to see some as early as this year, and it's just going to keep building up. It's going to just keep ramping up. So, yeah. Are we going to get a lot this year? We're going to get a lot this year of our timing. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Will it be acknowledged? Will it be acknowledged? Because we could get it, but it could be on the back channels. It's going to be mostly on the back channels. Okay. Is it going to be on the front channels? Some. Look, it's swinging just a little bit, some. So they're not going to tell us the half of it, or they're only going to tell us barely half of it. Okay. The rest of it we're going to find out on our own, I think. That kind of seems about right. So they're probably going to tell us as little as they can get by with. That's always been my feeling. They tell us it's the bare minimum. They're going to have to say something, though, pretty soon. I mean, there's so much in the sky. They're going to have to say something soon. They got to. There's no choice. But they're probably not going to be totally forthcoming for a while. But eventually they will. Oh, yeah, the real aliens are already here. Absolute. No, Andros is not Loki. What made you think that, Lewis? You know, you say these really strange things out of left field, and I never know where you get this from. Andros is not Loki. Loki is somebody entirely different. Is there a real Loki? Yes. Is Andros Loki? No, of course not. See? But is Loki an alien? Is he like the whole people, the stars, those Norse gods? Yeah, they're a bunch of aliens. Norse gods are all a bunch of aliens. That's what I thought. All of the gods, all of the whole pantheon, all of the pantheons, they're all bunch of bunch of fucking aliens. Literally fucking. They're very randy, you know. No disrespect. It's just the truth. They're all pretty horny. Mm. And they like them some earthy women. Never straight answer NASA. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Elion. Elion. Okay, where did that come from? Andros is so he'd be from the Lyran lineage. Is that correct? Andros is from the Lyran lineage, yeah. Lineage. Like Othalo is from the Lyran. Yeah, so I got a lot of Lyran representatives. But I got some Pleiadian ones too. I got some um my mother 100% avian had a thing for birds. My mother was really for the birds. She could not stand to see a caged bird. It really bothered her. And birds would go nuts around her. They really liked her. She often had, she even had pet wild birds. Okay. So, yeah, my mother was an avian. You have disinformation thoughts. Yeah, I can tell, Louis. You don't have your panties on. Well, if you don't have your panties on, whose panties do you have on? Oh, gotcha. L, yeah, because the L. You got to watch out. L, yawn. Elion. Um, what? Birds come to visit you all day. Yeah, you're related. Yeah, so you are related. You do have some kind of simpatico with them because yeah, you got that in your background. Oh yeah, Valiant Thor. Uh huh. Yeah, I heard about that. No, no, Vivi here. See, Lewis, honestly. Ilion is an epithet that appears in Hebrew Bible. Oh, because I was trying to think, where did I hear that? Uh, Scotty's wearing somebody else's panties, Chloe. Are they yours? We're teasing Scotty, okay? We're roasting Scotty because he said he's not wearing his panties. And so I said, okay, so whose are you wearing then? Hold on tight to your dreams too, but Louis Toth wants to know, is he Lyran? Does he have the Lyran background? Actually, yes. Yes. Yeah. That would make sense with all the animals. Yep, that would make sense. Yeah, because we're usually people that have all these animal friends. Um, well, there you go. Phantom pants. Wouldn't they be fanties? I could be wrong. He's a big boy. Oh, that's what I hear, Scotty, is you're a big boy. Mm. Anyway. How about Hook? Ofty, you are hook. What do you mean? So close to cats? Well, I think a lot of us are more than one thing. I know I am. I know I'm definitely more than one thing. This is something I'm almost afraid to ask. The pterosaur, that is to say the earth lizards people. Lizard people. Lizard people. Do I have a little bit of that in my background? Lizard people from here, though, not from Draco. Yeah, I thought so. And there's reasons why I think so. Yeah, see, a lot of us are mixed, have a pretty mixed bag of backgrounds. It's just like here, folks. There aren't that many pure bloods. It's a big universe out there. I think probably a lot of we call them Pleiadians because they're all aboard the Pleiadian ship. But the Pleiadians are related to us too. I mean, a lot of them are related to us. But where do you mostly come from? Where is your spirit mostly? Yeah. So, yeah, the Lyrans, usually we have a way with animals. So, Fanties, phantom panties. Yeah. You can start selling Fanties. There you go. Be kind of like the Emperor's New Clothes. They're made of such fine fiber, you can't even see them. And they're designer. So they're like $85,000 a piece, right? And they are made with the finest of threads. The finest of threads. The most subtle of colors. Definitely fit for royalty. Was kind of Englishish. Richard is the critic as for how English that actually sounded. Um, oh, you stop putting those hoes in the hoe. It's funny that it's HOA, which is really pronounced ho. Oh, a kitty died this morning. Aw. Yeah, bears and Sasquatch and everything. That may be too white. Sasquatch, yeah. 11:44. Stop putting food out because the hoe, HOA, was going to start finding you. Okay. Food out for the kitties and stuff. Nagas, yeah, Nagas. They're, as far as I can tell, they're real too. The Nagas are real, also probably not what we think. Yeah. I even can deal with snakes. A little more trouble with spiders. But still, I had one as a pet, so for a while, a wild one. But a fuzzy brown wolf spider. My mother killed it. Too bad about that. But I have trouble with the the big tarantula, like the pets. I don't do so well with them being that big. That kind of gets me. And they're also very fast, a little too fast. I always told people that had them, I said, don't get them too close to me because if I feel something crawling on me, it's going to be a mess. Okay. I don't want to hurt your pets. Hmm. Yeah, I've got, of course, Cherokee. So, yeah, pure blooded is not that great of a thing. Yeah, that could also be read as inbred. Okay, did the cat starve to death or was I don't know what cat you're talking about, but you're saying there is a poor cat that was found deceased. Okay, did the kitty starve to death? Did the kitty or was the kitty some other ways killed? Was yeah. Was it in any way Hook's fault? No, it wasn't your fault, Hook. Was the kitty just having a hard time in life? Yeah, just yeah. Mm. So was this kitty? Let's see. Was the kitty cat murdered? Well, it's circling, which means depends on what you would call murder. So I guess what we're asking is, did something else kill it? Yeah, it was killed by something or someone. Yeah. Okay, that's a better way to ask it. Yeah, cats kill things. It's their instinct. So, yeah, it looks like somebody took it out, but maybe not intentionally. Oh, Lakota. Hmm. Yeah, it could have been like hit by a car or something and just thrown aside. Um, that happens a lot. They try to run it in front of a car and they just get thrown. Or, yeah, it could have eaten something poisoned, or could have eaten a rat that was poisoned. Uh, and it might have been because, cats will try to hide when they're dying. They'll hide. So if it was under the stairs, it knew it was dying. It was trying to hide itself. Yeah. So, yeah, if your indoor cat goes missing, you can't find them. They think they're dying. They're hiding because they think they're dying. And both of mine from the last place, they both did that before they died. They would hide themselves. Except that Mao, she decided to come up on the bed and laid at my feet. I was very sick too. I was very sick. I really was wondering if I was going to live. But she showed me her transition, which was beautiful. I've spoken of it before. My cat's transition was beautiful. It could, it looked a lot like what they're calling a rainbow light body. Sort, she really, rainbow lights and white light and rainbows all over the room and pops of white light. And she rose up out of her body and walked through a rainbow portal to the other side, which was very beautiful. It was a beautiful field where she was just like a young kitty cat again. So, and then I saw her and she visited me. And that's a whole nother story. So someday, if you ever want me to tell you Maui's story, I will. But mhm. Yeah, that's a lot of times the way it goes. Oh, terrible. That's awful. Yeah. How sweet, though, that she showed me. She dragged her poor little pain riddled, blind body up and laid herself down at my feet. She was in Sphinx position when she died, raised up out of her body and walked through the portal and then made a little hop. And there she was over on the other side. She was happy and free of pain. And I was happy for her. And there's more, but like I said, maybe I'll tell it sometime. It's hard to explain, though. It's really hard to explain. But yeah, she stayed with me a little while. Both of my kitty cats from the last place stuck around to help me get over their passing because they actually were relatives of mine. People can dispute me on this. Not everybody wants to be here for very long, and they didn't want to be, but they wanted to be with me. They wanted to be with me, but they only wanted to be for a little while. So their contract was was shorter than a human contract. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just have a minute of silence so we can get over it. So, yeah, sum up my sum up this stream, doggone you. But there you go. Hmm. Well, after Maui died, I knew that I had to wait. I knew I had to wait, waiting for the kitty to show up. Pet distribution system never fails. It will bring you your cat. Okay. Scotty. They're censoring R. What the hell? Ack. Remember Bill the cat? Bill the cat. Constantly hawking up hairballs. Cowboy does not, he has not thrown up ever that I know of. But then again, it might have something to do with what I feed him. Because, if they get enough oily stuff, they don't have that problem. It just goes through. But he has a lot of fur. So you'd think that he'd be having a lot of fur balls problem. But he doesn't. Not at all. I give him a lot of good stuff. That's probably why. Yeah. And I keep him brushed out. Yeah, there's fur ball stuff you can give him, which is mostly just greasy stuff. And a lot of it is not even good stuff. I mean, some of it is like scary stuff in the fur ball remedy. Ugh. So, you're better off just putting some kind of oil on their paw and they'll lick it off. That's the way I always did when they were having fur ball troubles. I put some kind of oil on their front paw and they would lick it off because they don't like anything, on them. They would lick it off and then they would pass it. It would be okay. So you can use any kind of grease. You can use bacon grease. You can use, any kind of good, oh, they would love chicken fat. I mean, if you give them chicken fat, you give them coconut oil. Mine liked coconut oil. Um, yeah, it doesn't matter. A little olive oil. They don't like olive oil very much, though. But they do like tallow and chicken fat. But anyway, matter of fact, cats are usually nuts for chicken fat. That's why they lick plastic bags. The plastic bags at the store, they're sprayed with chicken fat. That's why cats just love those bags. They're sprayed with chicken fat. Ta-da! You learn something new every day. Yeah. You taking off, Hook? Okay, good night. Love you, dear. How long have I been on? Because I don't want to overdo my hours. I'm trying to keep to 20 hours a month. Yeah, I should be toddling off myself pretty soon. Pretty soon. Well, it's nice to see you around, No. Where you been anyway? I haven't seen you in a dog's age. No pun intended. Oh yeah, I love Siamese cats. So there are people who don't like Siamese, and it's like I love them. They have so much personality and they're so beautiful. They're both beautiful and have a lot of personality, and they will have a conversation with you. They love to have a conversation with you. Of course, cowboy will have a conversation. Did you ever notice? In my videos, a lot of times, I don't know if I showed you that too many times, but sometimes we have a conversation. So, mhm. I like the ones that talk to you. It's fun. You've been hiding. Uh, I used to hide, but then they told me I had to have a show. I had to have a channel. I had to get over with the hiding stuff. So I like them. I like I like them. I like dogs. I like cats. I like birds. Like I said, I even like snakes. I had guinea pigs, hamsters, wild birds. Uh, would come around. I had certain wild creatures that like to come around. I had, like I said, even a wild spider that liked to come around. Wolf spider. He was interesting. Anyway, yeah, they I really think that people that can't relate to animals, they're missing something in their psyche. You know what I'm saying? They're missing something in their psychological makeup, something, I don't know. Maybe their energetic makeup. I don't know. People who can't really relate to having pets or having animals, or something a little funny about them. I don't know. Something missing. Mhm. Now, Maui, my neighbor saw me have a full out conversation with Maui. And she's like, because Maui would answer, and she would even ask questions, and I would answer her. And we'd go back and forth like that because we had this mind thing, mind to mind. And my neighbor just looked at me and she said, "Did I just see you have a conversation with this cat?" And I'm thinking, in the old days, I would have been burned at the stake for this. I said, "Yeah. You notice I told her and she listened." And she said, "Yeah. I didn't know that about cats." I said, "Well, may not be every cat. You got to kind of have a connection." She'd never had a cat. She did after that, though, and she fell in love with it. So the only reason you don't love cats is because you don't know anything about cats. Because when a kitty cat loves you, it's real special. When a kitty cat loves you, man, they're all in. They will throw their whole body into it. You know what I'm saying? They are all in. That's the thing that's so irresistible about them. They are so, cats are very sensual and they really throw themselves all in. Um, and it's very hard to resist them for that reason. They're, I mean, they'll just headbutt the heck out of you and just purr and, just all kinds of things that they do, the kitty cats do. Birdman. We had that cartoon over here. Did you ever see it, Richard? And really, it was Birdman. It was the lamest thing, but yeah, Birdman was a superhero. Midnight Feet Slasher. Mm. Ah, really, Chloe? Yeah, cats do that. They got a spot, and then that's called lordation, where they raise their butt like that. Lordation. You can look it up. Anyway, I should get going. I should actually get some sleep. What a concept. I know. Who ever heard of such a thing? I don't know. I'll be on again. I'll get my pendulum out again. I think we had fun with the pen. Am I right? Are you guys liking the pendulum? I'm kind of liking it a little more than the cards. But, if you want me to do cards, I'll do cards. I'm kind of enjoying the pendulum right now. So let me know in the comments or something which kind of thing you want. If you want to see me do cards, I'll bring out the cards. But they won't be tarot. I think I'm going to bring out either oracle cards or animal medicine cards or something. I think I'm leaving tarot alone for a while. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Well, see, now this is a funny thing. I have to explain. Everybody always said, back when I used to read with just the animal medicine cards and the sacred path cards, I was dead on accurate, but I felt like I should learn tarot. And so I've been trying to learn tarot. And actually, I don't sync up with it, I don't vibe with it. And so I think that's part of why it's not working. They're just telling me, okay, you don't vibe with it, just give it up. Tarot is not your game. With the animal medicine cards and the sacred path cards, so people would say, man, you were so dead on when I would do a reading for them. So I think that's the problem, is that I'm just more synced up with the Native American stuff, not the symbolism in the tarot. It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Look at the tarot, it means nothing to me. I can't just look at the card and go, oh, but for some reason, I look at the native cards, the Native American based cards, and I go, oh yeah, oh yeah, this is what's going on. Yeah, yeah. And that's what I mean by if your cards talk to you. If the cards don't talk to you, they're not your cards. I gave tarot a try. I think tarot is over for me. I think that's it. I'm a stick a fork in it unless I get some kind of push to go toward tarot. Then no. So anyway, and really, I use a pendulum different than most people do. Anyway, I get more answers with a pendulum somehow than most people get. Usually, they just get yes, no, but I also get sometimes impressions when I'm asking the questions. So okay. Yeah, they don't really mean something to me. Some people, they're just really synced with them, and I'm just not. I really gave them a good try. Mhm. There are some really good tarot readers, and they're really synced to tarot, and the cards mean really talk to them, not me. Okay, so but I have seen oracle decks that I like. I have seen oracle decks that, yeah, makes sense to me. Hmm. Yeah, they just read them. A lot of people just read. Shan said that because I was a reader with my animal medicine cards and my sacred path cards in New Orleans. And Shan was my boss. And she said, "You're not just a reader, you're clairvoyant, you're psychic. You could go very far." She wanted me to come back to New Orleans, but I couldn't do it. I didn't get back down there. But she would have definitely hired me right back if I'd have made it back down there. She wanted me to come back. She said, "You could take this as far as you want to go with this." Probably uh, could have been a bigger name. But once again, things kind of intervened, and my mother was not well, and a lot of stuff happened. So, anyway, uh, that's all personal stuff. Hmm. Yeah, probably. Yeah, just be careful with everything. Always have your guides on hand and have your protections on, just like with anything. Okay, you guys, I love you all, and it's been so much fun to be with you tonight. Um, and I'll try and come back on as soon as I can, if I can stay awake. I'll try and come in some more times, but so far that hasn't worked out too much, but we'll see. And the truth is where you find it. Hope you're always finding some here. And remember that you're divine. You are creating the future with every thought and every word. So think about that before you speak and dream well. Okay. Love you guys. Cowboy just wasn't into it tonight. Oh, is that what you're doing? Okay, I found out. Before I go, I have to tell you what I'm seeing. He dragged. I have one of these. Only it has, wouldn't you know, it's the one that has the black fur. He found one of these, dragged it onto the floor, made himself a little cat nest on the shaky machine. I got this exercise machine he likes. On top of that machine, and he's stacked out there. Yeah, that's going to be a mess. Oh, no, how am I ever going to clean this thing? Okay, well, that's my little baby. That's my love, my little love cakes. He making him a little nest. John boy, get out of here. Hey, cat you later. Love you. Good night.